with Mark Davis after the game, and Mark let me know that he's not going to be bringing me back. And so he told me he loved me and appreciated all that I did to kind of get this program going in the right direction, but that he felt the need to change. I told him how much I appreciated the opportunity he gave me, and I mean that. Very grateful. My childhood team, but it's a results business. I understand that.
All right. Hey, everybody. We're back.
What up? What up?
So, it's been a hectic couple days in the NFL. That was one Jack Del Rio, and he got the boot after the game. Let me ask this. What's your thoughts on everything about that?
With all the rumors circulating,
Yeah.
I was really surprised. Once they got rid of him that fast after the game, I knew Gruden was a lock.
He's got to be, yeah. I mean, right?
Yeah, they wouldn't do this. They wouldn't do Jack Del Rio like that unless Gruden was a lock.
So, when does Gruden make the announcement?
Well, I know they talked to him about it today, and he's all sly about it being, well, I hope I'm a coaching candidate. I'd love to be a candidate for the job and all this shit. But I know he at least has to wrap up his duties. I want to say he's calling the Tennessee-Jacksonville game.
Is he?
I think so. So he's at least got to finish that out or something. I know for a fact that he has to at least do that game.
Now, okay. So you're thinking Gruden has to be a lock, right? I mean, why would you fire Del Rio? He has turned that franchise around. This year, very below the level of where they were wanting to be. They had Super Bowl hopes, but he's really turned the culture there around. Did they do him wrong?
Yeah, I feel like they did. They did it for the good of the organization, but they did Jack Del Rio wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what it felt like to me that he was good. It goes back. I always use this analogy. It's like, well, I'm gonna just dump you and get this guy. I mean, look, Gruden's got a Super Bowl ring. All right, I'll give him that. But other than that, what else has he done? He's sat around and talked with quarterbacks the past few years and color commentated. I mean, why are they so hyped on him?
Well, when he was in Oakland, he was a topic every day. And let me tell you something. If the shoe was on the other foot, if Gruden was in talks to be an Indy, Colts fans would be fucking rabid.
Oh, I'm not arguing that at all. I am not arguing that at all.
Everybody, he's been the fucking great white buffalo. No, everybody's wanted Gruden. They couldn't get him, and he's gonna fucking come and go back to where he fucking
exactly.
Al Davis traded him.
Well, let me ask this. Okay. Why did Gruden want to come back to Oakland? I mean, why isn't he picking up this Giants job?
I think I think he's always had a fascination with it there, and kind of how he left. Honestly, how I feel, him coming back, it's like he never left.
Really?
Yeah, it's like he's stepping right in. It's like fucking 2001 all over again.
So, where do you see the franchise in the next 4 years?
In Las Vegas, a fucking AFC West powerhouse.
Really? Just because Gruden?
Yeah, because Derek Carr, there ain't no fucking pussies allowed around John Gruden.
So
this guy,
go ahead.
This guy used to get into it with Al Davis every day.
Sure.
You know what I mean? They used to fucking go back and forth.
I don't know. Now there's rumors that here's the thing. Obviously, Gruden's a lock-in. Do you think there's going to be I mean, he's got to say this stuff that he's a contender or whatever. Correct? Because,
Yeah, I think so.
well, that you have that Rooney Rule that we were talking before the show.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Kind of just looking at it, it kind of went over my head because it's kind of based on affirmative action, but it's kind of just you can't get rid of a winning coach or a guy that's done pretty well for no reason, and then just be like, we want this guy.
Yeah,
You have to have a candidates.
sure.
Candidates. You know, you got to have.
Well, yeah,
But-
it comes down to that whole equal opportunity employer thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's one of them things where they have to. They have to. You know what I mean? Correct. I mean, they got to do something, right? I mean, how do I want to say this? Sorry, I was trying to fix something on the computer. I mean, they got to do other coaches. Who do you bring? I mean, do you just bring in like a special teams fucking coach? What do you do?
Yeah, you could bring in guys from the organization already there.
Sure. But
That's the way around it right there.
yeah, no, I agree. I just it seems like there could be some blowback from the NFL. Like that's what I'm afraid of with that organization.
You can kind of smell it, right?
Yeah.
Because why are they even fucking talking about this fucking Rooney Rule if they're kind of wanting it to fucking blow up in the Raiders' face?
The worst thing Mark Davis did was say, "Well, we offered him a job." Why? Say there's talks about, you know what I mean? I guess he might have not offered him. He might have just said we sent an offer to him, but that's still the same. You know what I mean? Am I wrong?
No, days before the game, the final game of the season, I was reading articles about how they were saying, kind of braggingly, that they're going to make him an offer he can't refuse. You know,
Yeah.
upwards of $10 million a year, stake in the fucking team, ownership of the team. So, I mean, I don't know. I just hope it doesn't blow up in their face.
Man, I'm telling you, it worries me. It really worries me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it put a smile on my face to know that Gruden was like, I was like, there's no way he's coming back. And then they're like, oh, he's pretty much a lock. And then I'm like, holy shit. And then start the Rooney Rule.
Yeah.
The Raiders better not mess with the Rooney. I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, it's a crazy situation. Now here locally, they finally got rid of Chuck Pagano. Was it kind of one of them things where it was time? I mean, right?
The whip was going to come down on somebody. You know,
No,
might as well have been him, I guess.
yeah, and the thing is, that organization, I don't think it's all on Pagano. It's not. Here's the thing. Grigson really screwed that organization up with the draft
I agree.
picks. Pagano, here, that'd be like saying if they hired someone in at Cleveland next year and they just win one game, they're like, well, he sucks. Yeah, come on, look at the team you got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I believe Irsay and all these people want to talk about how whoever coaches the Colts is going to get a healthy Luck.
Is it?
And I think there's going to be more turnover than just the coach. I think there's going to be a lot of guys leave Indy. A lot of Colts fans are thinking the new coach is going to bring people in. Well, we have to see who the coach is going to be first.
You know Jim Hardball's going to be brought up.
And any Manning.
Yeah. Peyton will be talked about soon. And, you know, everybody says Peyton should be, you know, groomed for a GM spot. Honestly, you know my feelings towards Peyton. if you're going to do
What's that?
anything, have him coach. He's played. Let him coach. Then here in about 5-10 years, move him to a GM spot or president of football operations.
I agree. He's almost too young for something like that.
No, he is. Correct? I mean, yeah, Elway went and did what he's did in Denver, but Peyton's young.
Yeah, Elway retired by the time Peyton was coming into the fucking league.
Yeah. And I don't know, I just see him more as a
Dude,
as a coach.
Pagano was there 6 years.
Yeah.
And he had one losing season, which was this year. And this season was like full of turmoil. I don't care who you had coaching there. It would have been a lost season.
I really think, how we're high on Belichick, I really think that Belichick probably couldn't have done any better. Maybe a game or two.
Right. They wouldn't have been above 500, no way.
You can here's the thing. People put so much on coaches. Okay? But in the end, they're not the ones out there doing the plays. Now, Jacoby Brissett, beginning of the year, to now, he didn't really progress much. I mean, as a head coach, you gotta progress your players, but to blame it, I mean, he's a second string quarterback at best. He's gonna get that starting gig somewhere, I guarantee you. But I don't know. I think the Pagano thing, out of the two, Jack Del Rio and Pagano obviously I would have got it. Jack Del Rio's the more shocking because it kind of came out of the blue.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, nobody was talking Gruden mid-season, even 2 weeks before the end of the season. And
so wait, let me ask you this: do you think Pagano's going to find another head coaching job?
This year, no. It seems like, now I could be totally wrong on this, it seems like to me that when a head coach loses his job, he kind of lays low for a year. Does that, you know what I mean? Maybe 2, and then he gets his feet back in.
Yeah, or he kind of disappears in the background as like a
offensive coordinator.
Right, yeah.
Let me ask you this, which, obviously, I haven't heard. Now, is his brother, is he still defensive coordinator for Oakland?
John, I'm not sure, actually.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't know if he got released when Jack got released. But that could be an interesting situation. If maybe, which I think Chuck was a defensive coordinator in Baltimore, wasn't he?
I have no idea. I think so.
So I guess
yeah. John is still in Oakland per right now. But let me tell you, he won't be there.
No.
I don't think.
No.
If Gruden comes in, he's already got guys that he was with in Tampa Bay and stuff. Most of those guys are done.
Who do you think Gruden's going to bring in a big name to coach with him, be his assistant?
No, I think he's just going to get the old guys that he had. I don't think it's going to be huge, but no, I think he'll get guys that he's worked with before. And to answer your question, yeah, Pagano was with the Raiders. He was actually with the Raiders for a while, but he was with the Ravens before he became the coach.
Gotcha.
He was defensive coordinator, and then he was the secondary coach. He's been everywhere.
Yeah.
Cleveland, fucking all over the place.
So the Chicago Bears, they released their head coach, John Fox. We did a poll. There was 172 votes. 80% was glad John Fox is gone. Was that a good move for the Bears?
Well, you want to make some kind of move because it's looking a little brighter there. And I don't think he was the guy to take him anywhere. He was 14-34 in 3 years.
Sure.
His best season was 6-10 in 2015.
Do you think Chicago's going to land a big name?
I don't know, man. Everybody wants Josh McDaniels.
Yeah. And
But I would be really surprised if he fucking leaves.
Yeah, he's kind of got a good gig. I mean, because if anything, he's kind of, well, the thing is that defensive coordinator there, you know, there's competition for Belichick's job. You know what I mean? Down the road. You know, those two might be trying to figure out who's going to take that spot ever. Which, again, their defensive coordinator, shoot, I forget his name.
For New England?
Yeah. It's right at the
It's
tip of
not.
my
Is it
tongue.
Matt Patricia?
Yeah. He,
Is that it?
Yeah, there was kind of reports that he was a top candidate for the Detroit Lions coaching
I've seen
spot. Which, again, we ran a poll for that, and then 60% said they did not like that fact that Caldwell's gone.
That was a little surprising.
Yeah, he hasn't done bad, but I mean he hasn't done good.
I'm looking at his head coaching record right now. With Detroit, he was 36-28. His worst year was 7-9. He made the playoffs 2 of the 4 years.
That's pretty good. I mean, right? I mean that's pretty. Why?
Well, I mean, look, in Indy, he was 26-22.
Yeah.
They let him go after a bad season, but Detroit was 9-7 this year.
I hate NFL teams. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I hate it when they have 2 or 3 good seasons. They have a bad season, and that coach is gone. It's like, why? Why? You know what I mean?
So what you're saying is you got to hand it to organizations like Cincinnati who fucking keep guys like Marvin Lewis.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, you got to, because I mean they have a bad season. That's just one season. Is it really worth bringing in a totally new system? You know what I mean, for one bad season?
Yeah, and he's been there since 2003.
Okay, let me throw this out to you. Okay, Joe Madden, the Cubs coach. All right. Not 2 years ago, he won the World Series. You know, brought Chicago a title, all that stuff, through the Cubs organization. It didn't make it to the World Series this year. They kind of had a mediocre year. It'd almost be like them getting rid of him because they didn't win the World Series.
Right.
I mean, Joe Madden could have like the next 10 years of just horrible. You know what I mean?
Right. It would be like this upcoming season, him doing the Cubs being a 500 ball club and them getting rid of him.
Yeah.
And no, I don't see that happening.
Again, the whole Jack Del Rio thing at the top of the show, it was kind of one of them things where you could tell he was devastated, as he should be, in general, no matter the situation. But I feel like Oakland's did him pretty wrong.
Yeah, it was pretty shitty how it happened.
Now, could you see Gruden bringing back Del Rio? I mean, that'd be kind of a classy move, wouldn't it? Bring him back as maybe an offensive coordinator?
I don't see that happening.
But you agree it'd be a kind of a classy move, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I don't know. I've never heard of a coach getting canned and coming back as an assistant or anything like that. So
Well, you
I
never
don't know.
also heard a team offer a coach a job without interviewing other people. You know what I mean? Or
Well, I think
trading away the
Mark Davis
coach.
is cut a little differently. So I mean, he kind of speaks his mind. So we
Sure.
hear shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It just again, it's a bad situation, and I don't know. We'll see. So, give me 2 seconds here. But
Hey,
what's up?
what happened to your Ravens, dude?
I don't know. I'm not there. I was never in love with them.
I was shocked.
They were like the chick that you go play with, but then like stuff goes bad, and you just kind of
They
look
should have
the
won
other
that
way.
game.
Yeah, yeah. I
Dude,
agree.
The Bills. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I agree.
The Bills haven't been to the playoffs since 1999, and there's been Buffalo Bills fans. I've seen this story. Andy Dalton like had an awesome drive against them, and they've been donating to his charity. Like Buffalo
Really,
Bills fans are donating to Andy Dalton's charity
really.
to like thank him for getting him into the playoffs. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty funny. To be honest with you. So,
That's a classy move.
oh, I agree. I agree. Uh, so playoffs are going on, or getting ready to, wild card. I'm trying to find the wild card games. I had them earlier. I totally spaced it.
You could go to Davenport Sports Network.
Yeah, oh, nice plug there.
Pretty much the wild card rounds are all like first round, really.
Yeah. So, do you see any of the wild card teams maybe making a push in the playoffs?
Well, we got Kansas City playing Tennessee.
Hmm.
I think Kansas City's going to win that. Jacksonville, Buffalo, Jacksonville. But then there's like in the NFC, there's some like familiar, Carolina against New Orleans, the Rams against the Falcons. I mean, those are pretty familiar teams.
Do you
to
take
each
the
other.
Rams over the Falcons?
I think so.
I,
And they're playing at home. The Rams are playing at home.
yeah. I, I don't know. I think the Rams could definitely make a push, for sure. I'd like to
The
see
winner,
them.
the winner of the Rams and Falcons would play the Vikings.
I don't know if the Rams could beat the Vikings though. You know what I mean? That'd be a tough game.
Who do you think has the best shot against Philadelphia, Carolina or New Orleans?
Fine. Yeah, gotta go Drew Brees, right? Yeah,
I think so.
I take Drew Brees as quarterback over Cam Newton any day. Then you got the Jacksonville Buffalo game. Who do you got in that?
I got Jacksonville.
Yeah, I just Bortles, man. He worries me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And whoever wins that faces Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So I mean, okay. Let's say Jacksonville beats Buffalo. Do they beat the Steelers?
They're going to have the. It matters about how their defense is going to play and if Antonio Brown is going to be healthy
Yeah.
for the Steelers. If he's not, honest to God, if Antonio Brown's not 100%, I would take Jacksonville.
Now I think everybody's kind of hoping for the Patriots Steelers matchup with the whole Harrison issue going on.
Oh God.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
that's ratings.
Oh yeah, man, that's money. Yep.
So I don't know. We'll see. I personally I'm going to go with the Patriots. To win it all.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I think Patriots AFC for sure. But the more I keep looking at the NFC, man, I think there's just the NFC is going to be really interesting.
Oh, I agree. I
Because Philadelphia, I know.
I know. I'm not sold on them right now, though. I mean, I am, but I'm
Right.
not.
I thought they played good enough and finished out the season okay, and then it's playoff time now. The stakes are high, and we seen it last year with some teams. The quarterbacks getting hurt and going into the playoffs, and I don't know, man.
Man, I hate saying it, but I think the Eagles, they just don't have a chance.
They're going to have to play near perfect football.
Yeah, I mean, even still though, I man, if Wentz was there, I would be all for it. I no issues, none whatsoever. But I can't I couldn't bet my house on Eagles winning. If they had Wentz, I would be more opt to.
They would have to pound the ball against New Orleans. They'd have to keep Drew. They'd have to keep the Drew Brees from getting the ball a lot.
Yeah.
The clock management would be huge. Like the possession time would be huge in that game.
Yeah, I just Drew Brees. He's just that dude. If his wide receivers are in sync with him, that dude can throw up numbers.
Yeah, and I think they got a pretty good run game this year.
Oh, and yeah, no, I agree. I don't have their stats up in front of me, but they've excuse me they've been pretty solid. I mean they haven't really been making big news, but I mean your normal team, they're not making normal team news as in your Patriots, Steelers, shit like that.
Yeah, and just real quick, Breeze surpassed the 70,000 yard mark for his career this season.
See, that's huge. That's huge.
I think is only 300 guys.
For the 2017 regular season, okay, I'm looking here, total offensive yards. Yeah, I'm trying to find rushing. Like says Mark Ingram had over 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah, no, they are tough.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. That's my fault. Yeah, I didn't.
They're just not making big time news, and
Yeah.
they have their fucking. I think he's a rookie. Their backup running back is I really like him. God damn it, I can't think of his name.
Kamara.
Yes,
Gotcha. I gotcha.
I like him.
It's nice when your running back has probably about, it looks like a little less than, I don't know, 100 yards than the top wide receiver. Ingram has 1,124 yards. Michael Thomas has 1,256.
Yeah, and Kamara had 728
Yeah,
yards rushing.
I mean,
Dude, he had 826 yards receiving.
yeah, yeah. I just seen that. He had 81 receptions. Averaged
That's awesome.
10. He averaged he averaged more, about just as much as their wide receiver, that Thomas.
Hey, do you feel that this is going to be a trend that it seems like even with the Eagles
What?
and with the Saints, you're going to have not the one workhorse back, you're going to have two backs?
I think yeah, it's going to be a new thing because I think a lot of teams before, they just wanted that one running back and get kind of a mediocre running back to kind of fill in for the off yards, but
Right.
because teams didn't want to spend money for for two, you know what I mean, two solid running backs like that. They'd rather throw it towards the quarterback or a couple wide receivers. I could seriously see the NFL turning into more of a run game league in the next 5-10 years. That's just my personal thought, because I could see him trying to get a couple good running backs. Well, those running backs are gonna earn their money.
I agree. It seems like the teams that have really stood out this year seem to have, and the Patriots, they got, they use so many guys. They use 3-4 running backs a game.
Yeah. But the Patriots, they're totally different. They're unique. You know what I mean? It's just one of them things.
Yeah, it's hard to
I'm looking
compare them with anybody else.
No, yeah, it's true. I'm going over to the Patriots statistics here.
Oh, hey,
what's up?
Real quick, I promised something last week about Tom Brady versus the Browns.
Yes.
We talked how long? Okay, since 2000. Now, his first year, he only played a game, Tom Brady.
Sure.
But I'm going to go ahead and count that. So, in the regular season, since the year 2000, Tom Brady has 196 wins and 55 losses. For the Browns to surpass 196 wins, you would have to go all the way back to the 1982 season to this season.
Wow.
They would have 199 wins.
Now, when did I say? I said the 80s, didn't I?
I think you said
90s?
We said how many seasons.
Gotcha.
I think you said 20 or 30. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. I mean, 20. I'm pretty sure I said maybe 20. I'll have to go back and listen. Brady's just a beast. That team's just... We'll never see a dynasty like them. You
want to know how long it took the Colts to surpass Tom Brady's 100?
How long?
196. Okay, they got to Indianapolis in 1984. Okay. It took them all the way till 2008 to win that many games as a franchise.
Wow.
10 years in the Peyton Manning's career.
Wow. I mean, but yet, people compare saying Peyton's a better quarterback.
And you would have to combine the Browns' playoff wins and the Colts' playoff wins to achieve the number of Tom Brady playoff wins.
Okay, say that again. I'm sorry.
Okay, so since the Browns all time, they have 11 playoff wins.
Okay.
The Colts, the Indianapolis Colts all time, have 14 wins. So combine those, that's 25 wins. That's how many playoff wins Tom Brady has as well. So you'd have to combine the Indianapolis Colts and Cleveland Browns' playoff records to match Tom Brady's.
Okay, I misheard you there. I thought you said something else. Dude, that's crazy. I
compiled all those stats the other night. I was like, just kind of curious.
No, that's useful information. I appreciate it. Like I said, that's crazy to think about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's astonishing.
Just real quick, the top leading rusher, the Dion Lewis, he had 896 yards for not Pittsburgh, the Patriots. Rob Gronkowski, and Brandon Cooks, they each had. Gronk had 1,084. Cooks had 1,082 yards. I mean, that's pretty solid receivers there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, Gronkowski's going to own every single tight end record ever.
Yeah, that dude, he's just huge. You know what I mean? Yeah, that dude's a bad dude.
They drafted him in 2010, He's got over 7,000 yards now. So he's averaging 1,000 yards a season, and he's averaging 10 touchdowns a season. That's crazy.
Yeah. I was trying to think of another tight end that would have those numbers.
Tony Gonzalez is the really only one that comes to mind.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even... Oh, what was those Colts players back in the day with Manning?
Dallas Clark?
Yeah, Dallas Clark. I wouldn't even compare him to that. And, he was all the rave.
Oh, shit. Tony Gonzalez has double.
Really?
He has double the receiving yards of Gronk, but he's only got about 30 more touchdowns.
Do you think Gronk surpasses him?
I don't know about fucking receiving yards. He's going to come damn close in touchdowns, but now that I see that, it's holy shit.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And Gronk can't stay healthy.
They always talk about his whole party lifestyle, his lifestyle off the field. But do you think that stuff has an effect on him, staying healthy?
Fuck yeah, it does. You talk about all these guys that take care of their bodies, and fucking Tom Brady says he's never drank coffee, and they fucking have these crazy diets and shit, and they play.
Wait a minute. Before we go any farther, what's wrong with coffee?
It dehydrates you.
Okay, well, I'll be dehydrated.
But yeah, I know. I didn't really start drinking coffee till my 30s, but
yeah. But anyways, go ahead.
It's guys like that, and he's talking about playing till 45. And then Gronk, I know the year that they lost, the second time they lost to the Giants when they played at Lucas Oil, and I don't think he played. He had a hurt foot. He was in a boot. And they showed him like an hour after the game clubbing it up in Indy.
Yeah.
And that was annoying as fuck. I was like, I knew Patriot fans that were taking it harder than the guy who played for the Patriots.
Now, okay, this kind of goes back to what we talked about before. It's a game. It's a business. It's a game. Okay? It's like that movie with Jimmy Fallon, that Fever Pitch. There's a scene in the episode. They just lost in a World Series game. They go to a bar all devastated, you know what I mean? How fans are. And they look over and all the guys are over there eating dinner, laughing, smiling, and stuff. I mean, I get it, these guys have a life, but stuff like that doesn't look good. And I'm shocked Belichick puts up with it.
Yeah, but his numbers, I agree. There's stuff that he does that really, on the field, I think he's amazing. I think he's the baddest dude. I think
without a doubt.
The hardest. I think he's the hardest guy to tackle. But he's done some shit this year, like the dirty hit on that Buffalo player, and just his off the field actions. He's like a bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like pretty much, you could, like, if he was a pro wrestler, you could bill him from the Jersey Shore or some shit. People'd buy it.
Oh, without a doubt.
Dallas Clark, real quick. 53 touchdowns for his career. Just under 6,000 yards receiving.
Well, I didn't expect too much. You know what I mean?
So middle of the road, I think.
Yeah. But again, Peyton, I hate his big head, but I'll give the guy credit. He could bring in people that you never heard of and make them stars. Dallas Clark, he went to Denver and he didn't have too great of a career there.
Oh man, I'm trying to think some of the receivers. Oh my god.
For who?
Brandon Stokely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Marvin Harrison.
Total bum.
Marvin Harrison, I don't know if he would have played for the Redskins or whatever, whoever. I don't know if he would have been as well known as he was.
Especially with his demeanor.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I think Reggie Wayne would have played well with about anybody.
Yeah, I'll give Reggie Wayne credit. He was just a good, solid receiver. I mean, he was. I mean, granted, he was no Randy Moss, but it's what it is.
Do you
But
remember Austin Collie?
yeah, I believe so.
Like every time he went out onto the field, he'd get like blown up. It was hilarious.
I'm gonna have to pull up some clips of that.
Yeah, Austin Collie. Every time he came out there, everybody like loved him. They rooted for him. He's like this
Oh
blonde-haired blue-eyed kid,
yes,
and he'd run out on the football field and just get blown up, and then sit out 3 weeks with a concussion.
yes.
I used to find it so funny.
I thought you said Polly. I was like, who the hell's that?
No, Austin Collie.
Collie. Okay. Yeah. Man, yeah. You know, there's been some greats come through Indianapolis. It's like T.Y. Hilton. What's that?
He played 3 years, Austin Collie.
Sure. You know, it seems like the Colts kind of settle for mediocre players, especially on the offensive side when Peyton was there, because they knew Peyton could rise them, you know what I mean? Make them rise up compared to just staying mediocre. On the defensive end, it was kind of one of them things. But, you know, Luck ain't going to be able to do that. Luck needs a high-powered wide receiver in there to help him.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I think some of those Colts defenses got a bad rap. Back then, we look back, and it's like, man, they were so bad while it was going on. But then you have guys like Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis. Those are like future Hall of Famers.
Yeah. Well, you know, Mathis, which, you know, he came in as a defensive back coach, I believe, for the Colts. And he got popped with that DUI here. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, he got popped with a DUI, and they, it was kind of a fishy deal. It was just a real fishy deal around here. But anyways, he got popped with a DUI over in Carmel and stuff. So I could definitely see him not really getting a chance to coach anywhere now. Now,
I'm watching it right now, like the dash cam.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Now, does stuff like that, do you think stuff off the field that they do should affect their you know what I mean, their chances to get in Hall of Fame?
Ask Pete Rose. Ask Mark McGuire. Ask Barry Bonds.
I was going to lead to that, kind of.
Because those guys Pete Rose should be in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Yeah. No, without a doubt. And I figured this commish for the MLB, he kind of hinted at first that he might get him in there, but he hasn't done nothing.
They'll wait till he dies.
And then it'll be a pity thing.
Yep, then they'll put him in, and we'll all remember Pete Rose, and that's bullshit. They should get him in there.
But that's normal corporate business. You know what I mean? NFL does it. It's what it is. Look, I mean, this is going to be so off the rail here, but look what WWE did, you know, with China. They made her out to be whatever. They were never going to have her come back. You know what I mean? It just...
Yeah. I forget what I was going to say. Damn it.
I know. I got you off track there.
Fuck. No, I was talking to Pete Rose. Somebody else, I was like, oh, about the gambling shit. Dude, I'll fucking bet my life. Now, I'm not going to say they bet on their games they played, but fucking Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley, I fucking guarantee you fucking bet all the time.
Oh, God, yeah. God, without a doubt.
Fucking known gamblers, man.
but yet, Hall of Fame material. You know what I'm saying? It's all who you are and how you are in the public eye. But the thing is, Pete Rose has a bunch of backing for him to get into the Hall of Fame.
Hey, you know what Hall of Fame Pete Rose is in?
The WWE?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. I remember watching I came over for WrestleMania, and Kane fucking tombstoned him in the middle of the ring.
I remember that.
It was great. I was like, what is going on? But Pete Rose is in a Hall of Fame. Granted, Drew Carey's in it too, but
Jesus Christ.
yeah.
I stumbled on his match the other day, actually.
Did you really?
Yeah, he was in a Rumble.
Did he eliminate anyone?
He eliminated himself.
Huh?
Yeah, when Kane came in, he fucking jumped over the top rope and took off.
Wow, I'll have to get on YouTube later and check that out.
Yeah, I can't remember what Rumble was, but both guys got eliminated, and then the next guy out was Drew Carey. So he went to an empty ring, and then the next guy was Kane, and he like threw a bunch of money at him, trying to get him not to beat him up, and then he jumped out of the ring, and that was it. Like, what the fuck? It was terrible.
And he's in the Hall of Fame.
So that means I'm going to say by 2025, LeVar Ball is going to be in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Well, he was on an episode of Raw.
That's right.
Something came across ESPN today. Did you hear about that Google glitch?
No, I did not.
Apparently, if you'd put in, or if you'd ask Google, like, their Siri or whatever, who LeVar Ball is, it would come back saying he was the creator of the NBA. Are you there?
What?
The NBA. National Basketball Association.
Huh.
Like, they had to do that just to, like, mess with him, right?
What the hell?
Yeah.
Well, they probably just... The computer probably looked at the logos and they couldn't make the...
Exactly. Which, I haven't heard any more about that. I don't know if he is going to be starting that league still. But I tell you, I know someone who could join that league.
Who?
I like the suspense pause. I don't know. Maybe we can get a call from him later. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. LeVar Ball, we're back on him. I still want him on our show.
He's too busy getting his product out there, dude.
Big Bala. But no, I didn't realize he was a creator of the NBA.
Yeah, he pretty much invented a lot of things. I think he invented Hot Pockets, too.
I think so. And MTV.
Yep.
There's a good chance. I tell you what, let's talk some NBA.
All right.
Pacers are on a losing streak. They've lost, I think, the last 4. Oladipo's been out.
Yeah, and he's ruled out of tomorrow's game as well. Well, today's game, I guess.
Yeah. This is a bad time. Yeah, they have lost 4. This is a bad time for them to be going on a losing streak, I think. I mean, they're ranked 8th right now in the Eastern Conference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and all I hear is a sore right knee. That's all I keep hearing. If it's sore, you can sit out a couple games and it should be fine.
But, the past 4, that you know what I mean? That are the Pacers pulling a Colts right now?
They can't.
I mean, surely they wouldn't hide an injury, a big injury to their star player, right?
I don't know if they're trying to just stay afloat until the All-Star break. and then he got a week off. But the way they're playing right now, this is going to dictate how their season goes.
Yeah, because at one point they were clear up in third place in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, and the Knicks, they're only a half a game ahead of the Knicks. They're on their way out of. They're playing their way right out of the playoffs for sure, I think.
Exactly. It's a tough situation to watch for him. Out west, Harden, he's out for a while. They're 2 games back from the Warriors. This could affect their seeding pretty bad, right? I mean, they could drop down.
Oh hell yeah! And the way I feel like all of the teams that were like playing 500 basketball are getting better. I think San Antonio's getting better. I'm really impressed with Minnesota. Oklahoma City's playing pretty good, and Eric Gordon's playing really well for the Rockets, but he's not going to get him the win every night. With Chris Paul out and now Harden out, they're going to slide.
Oh, I agree. I could almost see him go down to the 6th seed.
Yeah, they're going to still be a playoff team. They're not like the Pacers, but yeah, I agree. They're going to slip a bit. Indiana, though, has the potential to, fall a couple spots out of the contentions.
Thunder, they're on a 2-game losing streak. We talked about them. They're in the 5th seed. You know what I mean? They're really moving up.
Yeah, and they've lost 2 in a row, but they're 7-3 in their last 10, and they're starting to gel a little bit.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you think they're starting to kind of find their groove?
Yeah. I think anytime Carmelo's a solid basketball player, but he has to have the ball in his hands to produce. Westbrook and even George, they really don't have to have the ball to be effective. So when he's just a pure scorer like Melo's on your team, I think it takes a while to gel.
Sure.
And I think they're finding their groove a little bit.
Now, do you think the Lakers are going to find theirs?
Ball has been out a couple games, and they've played a lot better. But no, I think they're going to hang down there at the bottom.
And they're currently in last place in the Western.
Yeah, that's about where they're going to stay.
Yeah, I don't know. That if LeBron goes to LA, he's going to go to Los Angeles. George will go to Los Angeles. You think? I mean, Ball's going to be kind of a bench warmer, ain't he? You think
it's where he should be?
Sure, but right now he's kind of and with the media and everything in the forefront. Look, I mean, he's going to be in the shadows of George, LeBron, Carmelo wants to go there. There's rumors Chris Paul wants to go there. I mean, could you imagine a team like that? 4 or 5 stars? Let me ask you this. Would that be a healthy situation, having all those egos?
Well, I mean, I don't want to knock any of those guys that you mentioned because they're awesome ball players. But the Lakers would have to get rid of some young guys to make room for guys that have a couple years left.
But is that them doing that long term? It's not smart. I agree 100%. But short term wise, to kind of get that Lakers flair back up, you think it'd be worth it for them?
I don't want that. Not as a Laker fan, my entire life. I want steady winning every year and competing for even if we're still losing, if we're competing for titles, I'd rather be that. than flare up and win a title and then go right back to the bottom of the Western Conference again.
No, I get you. Again, that's why I wanted to bring it up, because there was talks last off season. All these guys going out to LA. So I don't know. We'll see. It just, I think it'd be a bad move. It's not working well in OKC, working good in Golden State, but I don't know. I just think LeBron, Carmelo, Paul, there'd just be too many egos.
Yeah, it would smell like Miami all over again.
Yeah. Now
I don't even hardly count those fucking championships.
Yeah, it was almost like a gimme, and I loved that the Mavericks beat them their first year. I loved it. So, I don't know. It's one of them things where it would be good if LeBron or somebody went out there, kind of give that experience out there. But you couldn't get everybody. You know what I mean? That'd be a bad move.
Yeah, and I don't want to hop back to football so fast, but what worries me about the Raiders paying Gruden so much is fucking Khalil Mack, man.
Yeah. He's going to be gone. Because
I have a sinking feeling they got to pay him.
But what are they going to pay him? I mean, that's the thing. I think they put themselves in a situation with Carr, which if they wouldn't have paid Carr what they were going to pay, he'd have left. But he's not performing. He's got to restructure the contract. He's got to.
So do you see a mega team happening before it's all said and done? And this group of guys like Wade and LeBron, who started this super team bullshit, do you see them taking an extremely, like, a big-time pay cut to have, like, almost a super team?
Yeah, I do. Because they're all buddies. I mean, if I had 5 of my friends, good friends, that we all play basketball for other teams, and we've made our millions, we're never going to have to work again. Our kids aren't ever going to have to work again. Our grandkids aren't ever going to have to work again. All right? And say, look, I'll take a minimum contract for 2 years and just play basketball with y'all and have fun. Hell yeah, I would. Why wouldn't they? They'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to happen. I feel like we're going to see it. Like a crazy, fucking awesome super team before all these guys hang it up.
Like, in honesty, I wish they would almost do it for, like, Orlando or go to Sacramento. Teams that kind of been at the bottom for so long. Instead of, like, a Lakers. Because, again, it's a bad move. Do it for a small market team.
Right, and the Lakers already have 16 championships.
Exactly.
Build them on your own like you did.
I mean, I don't know. They're going to make a super team without a doubt. I mean, wouldn't you?
I don't know, man.
If you've made millions, you don't have, you know what I mean? You've got a championship, and you're just wanting to play and have fun, and all your buddies are saying, well, let's all move to a city, hang out. All right, all our kids are gonna hang out, and let's just go play basketball. Wouldn't you do it? I would.
I feel like I would have taken less money in the prime of my career to do it.
But in their prime, they're going to go for the big bucks. Does that make sense? Towards the end, they could get away with it.
LeBron could live 10 lifetimes on endorsements alone.
Oh, without a doubt. But
Shaq said that he lives solely off endorsement money. He has never touched what he's made playing basketball.
That's crazy.
That's how much these fucking guys make. So, I mean, it's like, after you hit $100 million, what else is there but championships? Just fucking do it.
But then if they do it in their prime, does it cheapen that? You know what I mean? It goes back to the whole Miami thing.
Right, it cheapened that.
So, I mean, LeBron went in his prime. So, you know, I would have more respect for him if they were to do it towards the end of their career, going to a smaller market. Don't go to LA. Don't go to New York. You know, go to New Orleans. Hell, even Indiana, which Indiana don't do it. But you know what I mean? A smaller market team. Washington Wizards, Magic, you know, Denver even. Go there, win a championship or two, and walk out the door.
I think if LeBron leaves Cleveland, I think it looks really bad.
Do the fans react as they did before, though? Because he's brought them championships.
Right. I don't think it's going to be as harsh as it was. At this point, it would make him look bad. It's like divorcing the same girl twice.
Yeah, but in the same sense, it's a business. You know what I mean? Because, again, you have Golden State. That's what you're battling now. Can they get that team to battle? You know what I mean? They got to have that team to battle the Warriors. And is he going to have that team towards the end of his career to battle them?
No, because Kyrie Irving already left for Boston. If there was going to be a super team, it would have been right there in Cleveland.
Exactly.
And Kyrie didn't want any part of it.
Let me ask you this. Do these super teams, how the Warriors have everything structured, do they hurt the NBA?
Oh, absolutely. You should look at the arenas on off nights. When the Bucks play the Hornets, they're not even at half capacity. But when LeBron comes to town, or when the Warriors come to town, it's a packed house again. But back in the day, you had a ton of teams. You know, Utah would come to town. You got Malone. You got Barkley coming to town. You got the Bulls. You got the fucking Lakers. You had all these franchises coming to town, and every night was like a big night. Now it's not.
I agree 100%. You know, for like a casual fan, you have a team. Let's say you're a LA Clippers fan. Okay, they're the 9th seed right now. You know, let's say it's towards the end of the season. You're trying to battle to get into the 8th spot. But in the back of your mind, you're like, well, hell, we're going to have to face Golden State the first round. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
There's a difference between like, well, shit, we don't stand a chance to, this is going to be a tough game, but they could win it. You know what I mean? Tough series.
I like Toronto right now, too.
The Raptors?
Yeah. DeMar DeRozan's playing awesome right now. I think they're second in the East, just right offhand.
Yep, was getting ready to say that. They're on a 2-game win streak. Go ahead.
They just look good.
Can they get past the Celtics?
I don't know. It seems like Toronto is improving, and the Celtics are kind of just. I feel like the Celtics is kind of leveled out.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you. I think that huge win streak at the beginning of the year really wore them out.
Yeah, I think so. And I know Kyrie Irving got dinged up a little bit too. So I mean,
yeah,
it's going to be. We're almost halfway through the season. It's going to be an interesting second half.
Yeah, well, we'll be here to, talk about it. I'm looking forward to the playoffs and all that, and hopefully Golden State gets knocked out first round. But I doubt it, So, but like I said, we're over the hour mark, so we probably ought to start wrapping up.
Yeah. Hey, since nobody's listening, you guys we got a giveaway going on Facebook. Just like and share, and we got a Davenport Sports Network tumbler that you can be entered to win. Drawing will be on the night of the National College Football Championship game.
Yes, definitely. Share that. Get us some followers. Get us some likes. All that stuff. And maybe,
19
maybe,
people share it.
yeah, I know. Maybe we can give a giveaway of them going out on Mark Wahlberg's yacht sometime. So,
Yeah.
you know, they can sit there and bro together with Gronk.
Jesus.
Yeah, I went there. So, all right. Well, till next time.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys.
Hey, see y'all.